My name is Scott Linquist. I'm the corporate executive chef of Dos Caminos restaurants, New York and Las Vegas.
Excellent. And what did we get to see this afternoon with you?
Well, basically what we did is we did a class, as we've been doing in New York for quite some time, here in Las Vegas. And what we tried to do is take some of our traditional recipes, not necessarily traditional Mexican recipes, because our recipes are kind of modernized recipes from classics from Mexico, but recipes that we commonly serve in our restaurant, Dos Caminos. And we started with the guacamole, which is a very simple recipe, but it's generally everyone's favorite when they come here, that and our margaritas. So those are the recipes that we focused on. And the plantain empanadas, which is one of our favorite appetizers, and the skirt steak, which is one of our favorite entrees with our guests. So we kind of focus on our guests' favorites, I guess you could say today.
Definitely.
And you know what we try to do is we try to make it fun, light, not too intense. I think a lot of times culinary demonstrations are more add tablespoon of this. We try to make it fun and entertaining at the same time. We try to give you some information so that you might learn something and take something away, and maybe go home and prepare it in your home yourself.
Right, and I know these are special, and people enjoy it because I'm a celebrity reporter, and I get reports on what the different celebrities have had, most of the time it's the skirt steak or the guacamole.
Enchiladas too. That's one of our bigger, more popular dishes. But yeah, we do get our share of celebrities running through here, and we like a lot of them are more popular dishes.
Do they visit you in other locations that you are in?
Certainly, we have, especially our Soho location in New York City. We actually, like Jessica Simpson, she's one of our best celebrity guests. She loves Dos Caminos. We get, geez, I can't think off the top of my head. All of them. The ones you read about in People magazine, they come to our restaurant all the time. Or whatever, all those magazines. But unfortunately, I can't think of names off the top of my head. But our restaurants in New York draw just as much attention from celebrities as the one here. Baseball players, athletes. Madonna and A-Rod were in our 3rd Avenue location, and that got a lot of press. Drew Barrymore comes in quite often. So it's just we try not to make too big a deal about it, but the reality is that people like to hear.
Definitely.
And we like people to write about it. It's good for us, but we try to treat them like any other guest.
Sure.
And really not make too big of a hoopla over their dining in our restaurant, because we want them to come back.
Right.
So we do have quite a few celebrity guests.
Wonderful. Can you explain to our viewers what dessert we got to see you make today?
It's called crepas con calabaza, which calabaza means squash in Mexico, and we made pistachio crepes, so it's a crepe in the traditional sort of Belgian or European fashion, but we filled it with roasted pumpkin, and that's a fresh pumpkin that we cooked with Mexican raw sugar, a little bit of butter and cinnamon, and a little bit of star anise to give it some nice spice qualities, and then we wrap those in the crepes. When we top that with a cajeta caramel sauce, which is a dulce de leche. That's made with goat's milk, so it has a little bit of sourness from the goat's milk. It has a sweetness and caramel flavor like a dulce de leche, and we serve that with vanilla ice cream and some candied pistachio nuts.
Can't wait to taste that.
It's delicious. It's one of our most popular desserts as well.
We just tasted the skirt steak, and that was really delicious.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, one of our most popular. I mean, our most popular entree is our enchiladas, and enchiladas tend to be, I guess you would say, a more pedestrian Mexican dish. So what we did is we tried to elevate it a little bit. We still have our chicken enchiladas with cheese. We put 2 sauces on it. We call it dos enchiladas because we have one with salsa verde and we have one with a mole. And mole is a very, very complex sauce. This one in particular is from Puebla. It's a dark brown mole with chocolate and nuts and fruits. So what it does is it takes a very simple, more pedestrian dish and makes it a little more interesting for our guests. So we try to keep things fun, traditional, but we try to update them and make them a little more modern so that our guests appreciate it and come back, really.
Definitely. And I see that you gave all the attendees today a cookbook that you wrote.
Right. The cookbook I wrote is called Modern X, and like I said, it's a multi-regional recipe book. It has 125 recipes based on traditional regional recipes from different regions of Mexico, from Veracruz to Yucatan to Puebla, Oaxaca, all over the whole country. And we kind of focus on some traditional dishes. And the reason it's called Modern X is because we adapt the recipes, for one, to make them a little simpler to prepare in your home. Maybe a little more health conscious, possibly. We might eliminate lard, or we might give you examples of ways you can substitute other ingredients to make it a little more healthy. Also, we've offered suggestions for ingredients that might be difficult for people to find. So there are certain ingredients that are difficult for even us to find that are Mexican ingredients. So what we'll do is we'll say, well, if you can't find this, this is what you can use instead. You're going to get a similar product when you finish. You know, that's kind of the modern version of Mexican cuisine to us. Is to bring it to all people, and so that all people can appreciate it and understand it.
Right. Well, thank you so much for today, Chef. It was our pleasure to be here with you.
Great. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.